What's up, Giants fans? Back at it with another New York Giants video. And in this video, we want to talk about the two latest free agent signings for Big Blue, both on the defensive side once again. We'll talk about these two players, what they mean for the Giants in 2025, and what it means for the future of free agency and the draft upcoming. So definitely excited to talk about that. So first and foremost, let's jump right into it. Demetrius Flannigan-Fowles has agreed to a deal with the New York Giants, most likely a one-year deal. 6'2", 223, 28 years old. He played in 73 regular season games so far with 7 starts. 9 of them were postseason games, all with the San Francisco 49ers. He spent the first 5 years of his career there. Last season, he started a career-high 3 games, playing in 12, 1 pick, 17 tackles, 2 passes defended in 2023. He had 1 start in 16 games played with 19 stops, a pass defended, and 4 TFLs. And what this guy brings is special teams prowess. We know the Giants already signed Chris Board earlier this week. This adds special teams depth with it, which is huge in free agency. And you're likely going to continue to see the Giants sign a lot of guys to one-year deals due to the fact that they have spots to fill on their 90-man roster. And they have 8 draft picks. They'll have some spots for UDFAs as well. You want to get to that limit. You want to max out your roster, and this is what the Giants are going to be doing. I don't think Flannigan-Fowles is a starter on defense, but I think he is a special teams guy, a camp body who can compete for a roster spot. I don't think he's too much more than that. However, since 2020, he is tied for 19th in the NFL with 27 tackles on special teams. In 2022, he had 15. That ranked 5th in the NFL in 17 games played. He also had a sack on defense that year. 2021, the year prior to that, 17 games with 2 starts, had 29 stops. And then in 2020, started a game playing in 11. So this is a guy who has been a consistent cog for the San Francisco 49ers, UDFA out of Arizona. He's been in the league since 2019, so technically he's been in the league for 6 years, but he's only really played 5. That's why I said, he's been in the league for 5 years because, he was on the practice squad a lot that first season. So we'll see what he brings to the table for the Giants, joining a special teams unit that has, Chris Board in there as a linebacker. It's still left to be seen if the Giants will bring back Carter Coughlin. Matthew Adams probably not coming back based off these 2 special teams linebacker additions over the past week. So we'll see what this brings to the table. And the Giants also go out and agree to terms with defensive lineman Jeremiah Ledbetter on a 1-year deal. Worth $1.775 million. I do have the details for this guy. He can max out with over $2 million with incentives. So definitely interesting to see if he's the type of guy that could earn those. A 6th-round pick back in 2017 out of Arkansas. He's been in the league for a while now. 53 career games with 5 starts. Spent 2017 with the Lions, played in 16 games with them. 2018, he played with the Bucs as well as 2020. He spent some time on the Ravens practice squad in 2019, spent some time on the Cardinals practice squad in 2021. So there was 2 years where he didn't appear in an NFL game. He was only a practice squad guy. So 2018, he was with the Bucs. 2019 to the Ravens practice squad. 2020 back to the Bucs. So that's where that little 1-year layoff was. And then Cardinals practice squad in 21, as I just mentioned. And then the last 3 seasons with the Jaguars. 2022, okay year for him. 2023, a better year. Played in all 17 games with 2 starts, 24 stops, and a fumble recovery. And this past season, he slated career highs in tackles, TFLs, and sacks with 38 stops, 10 TFLs, and 2 sacks in 15 games with 3 starts. He also played 42% of the Jaguars' defensive snaps. Now, the Jaguars were depleted with injuries this year, especially up front in the trenches, contributed to their poor record. But, Ledbetter really made a name for himself. That's the time where guys step up and they can continue to either stick around in the NFL and improve their game and their stock, or they could fall flat and they can fall into a dark hole. And Ledbetter refuses to do that. He's 30 years old now, entering his seventh year in the NFL at 6'3", 299. So he's got some decent size and not a bad career for him. I think he'll compete. I don't think he's guaranteed a roster spot, but you could argue he can compete with guys on the back end like DJ Davidson and Jordan Riley. We know over the past couple of days the Giants have been strong in this category, bringing in Chauncey Golston. It'll be interesting to see what they do. Roy Robertson Harris. Now, let's note that Ledbetter and Roy Robertson Harris, both former Jaguars, there was actually crossover with them. I know Robertson Harris was cut by the Seahawks, but he was traded to Seattle in mid-2024. So the last 2.5 years, Robertson Harris and Ledbetter were teammates. So I find that quite interesting. So the Giants are really doing their homework, getting some depth at the defensive tackle position. I think what the Giants are doing is they just want to stack up at positions of need, see if there are any hits, and I still think they might add to this unit in the draft. This is a very heavy defensive lineman class, which is good news for the Giants. I still fully expect them to take one in the second round or the third. And yeah, I think these two additions continue to prove that, Joe Schoen ain't messing around. This defense was a problem last year. As bad as the offense was, the defense did not help their case. So 2 new additions, 1 special teamer and 1 potential rotational defensive lineman, borderline roster guy in 2025. We'll see what happens there. But folks, if you're new to the channel and like what you watch, make sure to subscribe to us on our YouTube channel at Big Blue Avenue. Please ring the bell for notifications, smash that like button, drop a comment as well. Leave your thoughts on these 2 acquisitions and more if you have on any other topics you would like for us to discuss here. And we're also on Instagram and Twitter /X at Big Blue Avenue. Appreciate you all. And without further ado, let's go Big Blue.